Very self-aware.
So, it's the summer holidays.
It's the summer holidays.
Yeah.
And what seems to be almost a classic, almost a traditional topic for this time of year, if my Facebook memories are anything to go by, is talking about how to kind of handle the whole kind of gaming, so like how many hours per day should kids / older people play on games.
Is that what you're planning to do with your
else.
time off? Andy, just sit and play games all day?
There might be an element of it if I get a chance. But anyway, it seems to be a concern that comes up on a yearly basis now. And I guess that is an okay thing because we are becoming a increasingly digital society, and we're kind of looking for kind of ways to kind of discuss this and to try and work our way through what this means. So, with all of that in mind, we've got 3 tips on how to kind of help handle kind of kids and gaming.
Okay.
All right. Now, before I say anything more, I'm a parent. Disclaimer. I also don't get anything right in my parenting skills. That's right. I didn't say I don't get it all right. I said I don't get anything right. So quick disclaimer.
Just quick disclaimer. Yeah.
So 3 tips for engaging with young people in gaming. Tip number 1, bring gaming into public space. What I mean by that is to either move it away from the bedroom, bring it into a lounge, or maybe have an evening or 2 throughout the week where, as a family unit, you game together. You share that experience and you all game.
And we have both talked about like benefits of that. You play with your daughter. I don't have any kids, but we have kids in our family, and so we play with the kids we have in our family, and the sort of shared experience of gaming actually quite enjoy. So that's definitely, and it's a really good way to bond with like a child or a young person that really likes gaming. Is for you to play it yourself,
and it's about being part of it and not running risk of casting judgment or appearing to cast judgment over something you don't really know. Tip number 2 is, if you're a parent of a child who games online, try to get to know who they're gaming with. Make it a general part of your conversation. You could say something like, I heard you talking to that person earlier, someone from school, do you know that person? And hopefully that should kind of lead into conversations about being safe, being okay. Did it go well?
Yeah, and don't just assume that it's strangers. I think that's the other thing.
Exactly.
Like, I think we learned through COVID as well that actually young people using games and playing online to actually just talk to some of their friends that they don't see during the holidays, or and it might be that their friends are in a different country and they can still communicate with them through that. So I wouldn't just assume it's people that they don't know. It's always worth checking. But I think it's really, don't just make an assumption that they're just playing with random strangers. So
and the third one is to learn about age ratings.
Okay.
Talk about the games that they're playing. Find out about it. Find out about what the content. Find out about the storyline. Lots of games that have very good in-depth storylines that people want to talk about. Have a look at the Family Gaming Database.
We talked about it last
second week in a row we mentioned it. We're going to talk
about it again. It's really good, and particularly for the summer when you've got more time on your hands. You might have young people that have got more time, they want to game a bit more. It's really good to look at up the games.
And I guess the general rule behind this tip is, I know that I can have a far more meaningful conversation about something if I know about it. Rather than going into something completely blind. I can actually engage with that topic. And if you're trying to talk to someone about something that they have on the screen, take the time to get to know about the thing that they're playing or watching. So that's 3 tips, but I do have 2-ish bonus ones. 1,
bonus tips.
If you are concerned about screen time.
Yeah.
So we talked about gaming, but screen time and the amount of time that people spend in front of their screen.
Watching YouTube. Watching YouTube Shorts. Watching TikTok. Watching TikTok.
Actually, this Instagram is something Reels. That covers all of that as well, not just gaming.
Yep. I don't do that at all.
Search out. Maybe you should get a friend to Google Power Packed.
Okay.
No, Power Up Packed.
Okay.
Link in show notes. Basically, it's about a guided conversation to say, how long is too long?
Okay.
Finally, I think all of this is about being a safe person to have conversations with. If you're a gamer, it's about being a safe person to game with online.
Yeah.
If you are a parent, it's about being a safe person to engage in conversations around the game. If you are not either of those things, it's just about being a safe person to get to know.
I think the one thing that I will say is, I think don't assume that it's negative. I think we always try and bring it back to positive, but like they could still be learning things. They could, if they're playing games that have subtitles, they're learning to read. We talked about that before. If they're playing games with storylines, they're learning to tell stories, which is really important for childhood and growth. So don't just assume that their gaming habits are negative. It's just about working with them to make sure that they're being safe and they're being sensible and they're not spending every single hour. Is not affecting sleep. It's like it's very much.
It's about the impact on other areas of life.
Yeah.
And at risk of repeating myself, what you mentioned about learning to read, Animal Crossing at the height of the pandemic massively helped my daughter to learn to read for herself.
Yeah, and we've been through this before as well with gaming. And we know that it's not as bad as we think it is. And actually, it can really help young people stay connected to their friends when they're apart as well. And that's really important when you've got 6 weeks where you might not see your friends. And we were chatting about before about lots of young people will be at home again this year because there's not so many people being able to afford holidays and things. And they just can't see their friends. And it's nice to have an area where they can still do that and still meet people, even if it is online.
Totally.
So, It's going to be good. Have a good summer, everyone. Enjoy your sunshine and have good holidays.